Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong 64, and how did you like my montage? That was a good 25 minutes of footage I cut down to pretty much nothing, just so you guys wouldn't have to watch me sit and run around and sit and run around and try to figure out where the heck those last 30 bananas were. Turns out I'd missed, you probably saw in the montage, but I missed a banana balloon for Diddy as well as some random bananas that he had lying around. And I also missed a banana balloon for Donkey. So, yep, I've got them all now. So, Gloomy Galleon is finally completed, and we're actually got nothing left to do in this level except for take on the boss. So we're going to go ahead and feed up Scoff and get him, get his buddy Trough up there to get the key so we can get in and face the boss. Now, oddly enough, despite the order that we unlocked them in, with Lanky being unlocked first and then Tiny, this is actually Lanky's boss after Tiny's. So I don't know if they intended for you to unlock Tiny first or what, but either way. 250 bananas will get you into this boss door if you want to go for the bare minimum. Because at this point, the banana medals don't matter. It's just about being able to get to the boss, pretty much, unless you want to get 101% like I am. But yeah, my recording software got up to 26 minutes before I finally found those last few bananas with Diddy. So I'm not quite sure right yet what music I'm going to sync up to that, but we'll see. Maybe, hopefully it'll be something exciting. Because I'm excited. We're finally getting done with this level so we can move on to something more worthwhile. So, Lanky's boss drops him in a little half of a gigantic coconut shell with an outboard motor. And something's out there lurking in the dark. Lanky being the clown that he is, finds the flashlight on the front of his boat and say hello to Porky Puffer. This is actually one of the harder bosses in the game because, well, at least it's considered to be one of the harder bosses in the game. Because basically you've got to go around the arena, get into all of these stars, like so, and they'll cause these towers to rise. Then you have to go around before the timer runs out and hit the next star to make the next tower rise up. What these towers do, I'll show you in a minute. Now, a lot of people complain about the controls in this boss fight, and admittedly the controls are not the greatest, but they aren't that bad either. It's just that I think people are too used to the controls in the other parts of the game. So the 5 electrical towers causes an electric shock to Porky Puffer, and he gains a new attack as well as shortening the timer. He now has this really easy to dodge but yet awkward shockwave that you can actually avoid just by staying on the outside of the arena. Also, he is deadly accurate with those fireballs, so you want to stay away from him as much as possible. And believe it or not, this, like I said, this is one of the harder bosses in the game because I have died to this boss several times. I don't think he's as hard as Mad Jack, personally, but that's just me. Mainly because I don't find these vehicle controls that frustrating. I've played Diddy Kong Racing. I know what frustrating aquatic vehicle controls are. This is not that bad. Now he's going to spit fireballs up in the air and rain them down in front of us, which is actually easier to dodge than his traditional attack. So, you know, he's doing us a favor. He will gain a couple of other attacks later on that are even harder to dodge than the fireballs. So you're going to want to save as much health as you can for the later stages of this fight. Now the stars can appear, you notice that they're actually getting smaller and smaller with each successive hit we put on them. So they get harder and harder to find as we go around. So you want to try to stay in the middle of the water here so you can see both the insides and the outside at the same time. It's not easy, but, you know, it's not exactly difficult either. You can make it. You can make a complete circuit around it in about 10 seconds, and you know that's the absolute. When you get down to the last hit, that's the amount of time that you have. So it's not that hard, it's just tricky. Now, he's abandoned his shockwave attacks in favor of shooting fireballs at us the same as did before, as well as homing pufferfish, which he'll spit out of his mouth, like the pufferfish that we had to face off before in the actual level. That were just basically annoying because they would just sit there and explode and their hitboxes were all glitchy. See, look at. Now you want to try to keep moving because these homing pufferfish will track you down eventually and they'll kill you. They each do a harder damage and they'll actually knock you off course. But as long as you know, it might take you a few tries to get a good handle on these controls. They are very sensitive, but you do get much more speed than you do in Hovercraft and Diddy Kong Racing, and we popped the Porky Puffer. See, he's difficult, I'd say, but he's not as hard as Mad Jack, like I said. And there we go! Our fourth boss key. Lanky looks excited. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit exit level. Whoa, we got a nice view of Lanky, the inside of Lanky's mouth there. Go ahead and exit level, and we'll go and visit Clumsy. How's that sound? Hey Clumsy, got you another key. Number 4. Aw, poor guy. We're only about halfway there. But hey, at least he opened up another level for us this time. Oh yeah, cannon baby. Alright, let's go. Let's go ahead and use the banana port. Now remember, it's out in the back of Donkey Kong Island, so we can take banana port 3 and get right there. I always like this area. It seems so pretty and peaceful with the butterflies and the waterfall and everything. Alright, let's go and roll up into the cannon. Okay, so we got ourselves a mound of dirt right here. Let's go ahead and clear this off. Might as well, right? And now from here, we can actually see the top of both K.Rool and Donkey Kong Island. Very nice. See if there's anything around back. Oh, can't walk past that tree for some reason. Just film. Might as well grab one, right? Why not? Now, this is the entrance to one of... I wouldn't say one of my favorites, but it's definitely in the top 5. Yes, we know, Blocker, you can get out of here. We got enough bananas. Go ahead and clear out.
Time to see what those furry freaks are up to. Not a common sight. Where are they? Who was that?
Yahoo! Come and get me, dummies! You get up there after him! What, I can't climb? Then you'll learn, won't you? Goodbye!
I'm surrounded by fools.
Welcome, my friends, to Fungi Forest, or Fungi Forest, depending on how you want to pronounce it. This is actually one of my favorite levels in the game, now that I come to think of it. I know I said it was in the top 5 before, but there are only a couple of levels that I think I'd rate above this one. So first things first, we're going to want to circle this structure we've got here in the middle, activate all these banana warp pads, pick up some bananas as well. Notice that there's a cannon here, and obviously mushrooms, hence the name, Fungi Forest. Go ahead and climb one of these and see what we can see. Okay, so over there we got some tiny coins. Nothing over there. There's a tag barrel over there in midair. And there's a well, as well as some vines. So let's go ahead and jump over here and see what we got. This level honestly seems so much bigger than Gloomy Galleon. Gloomy Galleon is boring and monotonous, but this level, even though it's about the same size, seems much, much bigger. I don't know exactly why that is. Maybe it's just the fact that there's so many distinct areas that it's harder to get confused about where you are at any given time, unlike Gloomy Galleon, where you can wind up getting turned around backwards and not knowing where you're going at any point in time. So go ahead and get that. Fill up our music. Yeah, that's one of the things you saw me get in the montage was our first musical upgrade from Candy, which increases our music capacity to 15. There's a ditty barrel there, and there's some donkey bananas. I'm going to want to make mental notes as to where all this stuff is, because up until now I haven't been doing a very good job of keeping track. Alright, so we got ourselves some baddies, as well as a nice old-fashioned sawmill, and some more buildings around the sides. Whoa! It looks like a Kremlin dressed up in a mushroom suit. Whatever. Okay, and there's a nice little hedge here, with Snide's HQ through it, as well as a Diddy Banana. We don't want to get that. Since this one's a little bit more out of the way, we're going to go ahead and get that now. Now, I've gone to a strategy, now that we're in the 5th level, I've gone to a strategy of trying to do one Kong at a time and see just how much I can do with each Kong. But for now, I just want to try to open this level up a little bit. Grab most of the banana warps, that sort of thing. Now there's a lanky pad right here. We can go ahead and use it. We notice something as we do. Number one, there's some banana bunches for us on the way up here to the roof, as well as some regular bananas. But there's also right here a grate in the side of the house, in the roof I mean, that actually has a moon on it. You might think, well, what does that have to do with anything? Actually, it has everything to do with it. That's the gimmick of this level. Aside from the nice, pretty, fungus-related scenery, there is a day-night cycle in this level. Now you might think, well, is it like Legend of Zelda, where the day-night cycle actually changes depending on, what time, day, is it just run on an internal clock? Is it actual relative to the, does the game somehow keep track of real time in, real life? Sadly, no. This game isn't quite that advanced, and they didn't program in a timer like Ocarina of Time. Sorry about the yawn, because that would have been a little too hard for the amount of stuff that you have to do at night. Let's keep Lanky out for now. I was thinking about switching to Chunky because there's something over there that's super fun that I want to do with him, but we'll wait. But anyway, this game doesn't have an internal clock for, it doesn't even operate on its own time relative to day and night cycles. Instead, it's all, go ahead and grab these two. It's all relative to a switch that we can hit that'll allow us to... Ooh, blue pad. Remember we saw one of those in the lobby of Gloomy Galleon? Well, looks like they return with a vengeance here. Looks like we got another gate here that's closed by a moon. We can go ahead and go back to the main area now that we've got the banana warp here. So yeah, this level actually does have, you can switch it to day and night whenever you want, and I'll go up and show you how. I'm not going to do it quite yet because there's a lot of stuff we can't do to open this level up when it's nighttime, go ahead and jump in this cannon, and it takes us up here in front of this cuckoo clock. Now, there's a day switch and a night switch. If you want to switch the time to night or to day, you just... Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. All you have to do is hit the switch with a piece of ammunition. Any Kong can do it. And then it automatically opens up. We've already been down there. Let's go around to the other side here. Now this episode isn't going to be much of collecting stuff. It's basically going to be me exploring this level, opening it up for the other Kongs. No, this is the one that we went in. What am I thinking? There's one over here that we can't open up yet, it doesn't look like. But we kinda actually can, because there's a tiny thing right there. And we can go ahead and use Tiny to open those doors. Now, if I remember correctly, even though we can use Tiny to open these doors, we actually need another Kong to open up a gate on the other side. There's actually 2 gates we need to open. But I'm going to go through here anyway with Tiny just to grab those bananas, and we'll see if there is another gate. Yep, there is. A Chunky gate. So we'll go ahead and get Chunky out and knock that gate down. Yeah, this is the first. Since this is the first level where you're supposed to have all the Kongs by this point, because theoretically you could do Gloomy Galleon before the other level, before Frantic Factory, which means that you wouldn't have Chunky for that part. So this is the first level where you can you theoretically have to have all of the Kongs to be able to get here and to be able to complete it, because you have to have completed both Frantic Factory and Gloomy Galleon to unlock this level. So you have to have all 5 Kongs coming into this level, and that means that there's going to be a lot more puzzles and stuff involving all 5 Kongs. You know, us opening up areas for different Kongs at different times. Please help me. Those awful tomatoes have eaten all my friends, and I'm the only one left. I'll give anyone a nice banana who can't sort them out. I'm sorry for the horrible accent, but I don't know why I've always heard this guy's voice as a posh... Oh my gosh! Guess what, friends? It's the attack of the killer tomatoes. Now, we can't do anything against these guys. For now, they're just gonna keep beating us up, and we can't hurt them. Our guns and our bombs and everything else are completely ineffective. Luckily, though, there is a Hunky Chunky barrel right here. Bring it! Oh, what a relief. You know, I don't like it here anymore. It's always raining. Take me to a nice sunny spot somewhere else, and the banana's yours. So we'll go ahead and pick this guy up. Careful now, Chunky. I don't want any bruises. Yeah. So go ahead and carry this guy out here into the main area. Right over here on the left to where this apple is on the ground. Wow, this is a nice area. I could definitely get to like living here. Oh, the banana, you say? Silly me, here you go. There we go, our first golden banana in Fungi Forest. No sweat. Now that we've opened up that area, let's go ahead and switch to a different Kong. Let me think which one. I want to say... Let's switch to Lanky again. Because I could have sworn I remember there being a door here, somewhere, that we have to unlock with Lanky. I just don't remember if that's true or not. My mind might be playing tricks on me, it wouldn't be the first time. Okay, it's here, I think. This is actually... All the other areas were basically little rooms that you could go off of the main room. But this one actually has another branching path from it. there's another passageway that you can take out of this area to a different area. There's also there's also Cranky's up there, which we're going to want to visit because this level has a whole bunch of new potions that Cranky's cooked up for us that we're going to want to get because we can't get very far on the level without them. Go ahead and run around the outside now. Activate Banana Port 5. See, there's a door right here with a Lanky switch on top, which we can't hit from down below, so we've got to climb this mushroom and hit it with a sniper rifle. And the gate comes down. Let's go ahead and open up this area too. Gotcha! I like Lanky's slamming animation in this part. He's got like this swan dive thing going on. And it looks really cool when you can jump off and kill an enemy with it, like I just did there. Okay, so this area is the other main branching area. There are quite a few golden bananas in here that we're going to need to pick up with a bunch of different Kongs. As well as, right here, Lanky's blueprint. Alright. So, with Lanky's blueprint being gotten, and what's this over here? Let's go ahead and wake this guy up. Oh, hey Lanky, I've heard you're a bit of a mover. How about a good old-fashioned running race around my obstacle course? First back here wins the trophy. My friends, say hello to the Racing Rabbit, one of the hardest things to finish in this game for a lot of people. This is an extremely frustrating series of races that we've got to do. Yes, not just one, a series. And this bunny's personality does not make up for the fact that these are hard, because the bunny is a bit of a jerk and a show-off. And he doesn't make it very obvious, but he does cheat. He just, it's subtle. You have to watch for it. But yeah, this first race isn't that hard, as long as you don't have to do anything fancy. Just do just like he said, good old-fashioned foot race. As long as you can keep moving, stay on the inside track as much as you can, make all the logs on the first jump, cut corners if you can, don't get hit by enemies. This is the one where you can really make up some time, because he takes that one really wide. You can actually cut to the inside and make it easily. And the rabbit will actually kill enemies for you if you let him. But yeah, like I said, this first time through isn't hard. And then after you get that last one, you can go ahead and cross the finish line. Not bad for a lumbering ape. I wasn't really trying. So you can't have the trophy yet. But I need to get my breath back before we race for the big one. So take this constellation prize and I'll see you later. Yep. Not only does he not give us a golden banana for beating him, he makes us race him again. And I'll give you spoilers, we can't beat him at this point. Because he goes so much faster, we're going to need an upgrade from Cranky to be able to beat him. But that upgrade, I don't think we've got it yet. Well, we'll have to see in the next episode of Let's Play Donkey Kong 64. Later, folks. Good night.